Kofa taught me.
Peace. Kofa, G.R.O.W.T.H Entertainment. Wake your ugly ass up. What's going on, y'all? Happy Thursday. Happy Friday, Junior. Today is July 23rd, 2026. The time is now 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is in the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia. Once again, I am your humble host, Kofa, K-O-F-A, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa, easy to say, easy to spell. Once again, this is G.R.O.W.T.H Entertainment, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing, and this is where we help men find a positive fuck it. Go ahead and get the general housekeeping out the way. You see the Cash App, you see the PayPal, you've been in these YouTube streets long enough, you know how to use super chats, super stickers, and the like, just like Brother Corey Joe just dropped a couple of jewels to me. I appreciate you being in the chat, brother. Salute to you. If you got questions, want to help the channel grow, ideas, hit that Gmail up there, that growthtalk.podcast. That is at Gmail. I appreciate everybody being in here. With that said, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to hit you with Randy.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful, give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. And
bring it back on me. You are so lovely. Give yourselves a round of applause. Let me go ahead and slide over to the comments. Oh, like I mentioned about the super chats, you've been in these YouTube streets long enough. You also know that the likes are free. Hit the like button. Take your shoes off when you come in my house.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Hit the like button. It's real simple. Keeps your boy in the algorithm. Helps the channel continue to grow. Appreciate everybody. Brother, no news in the shoot first tonight. Salute to you. I appreciate you being in here. Again, Brother Corey Joe, a.k.a. Schooling the Better. Salute to you. Let me see. That's all we got. We're going to rock with us three. I got a couple other brothers that should be joining the chat. Hopefully, I dropped the link in there. Hopefully, they get a chance to click on it and just stop in and see what's going on. A couple of my other partners I invited for the night. So with that said, let's get to rolling. You see the thumbnail. I was having a conversation with a couple of my trucker buddies. Salute to Chris Trucker if he sees this. I told y'all every time we have a conversation, he's inspired no less than 10 to 15 of these live streams with the conversations we have, with the stories that he tells, with the ideas that he brings. He doesn't even know he's giving me ideas when we're having these conversations. That's the importance of having a wolf pack. One of Chris Trucker's partners, aka I'm gonna just call him Trucker Tony. Salute to him, Trucker Tony. We were having a conversation about liabilities and assets. He's the friend in the group that's always about the dollar signs, always about the money. How's it going to work? What is this? You know, assets and liabilities. He said, you know what, bro? Even in marriage and relationships, I hate to just break women down to dollars and cents, but it's real talk because a couple of brothers in the crew, they've been divorced. I told y'all I know of 10 brothers personally within the last going on 2 years now, they have gotten a fucking divorce. And if you ask me a couple of hold on, I happen to look over. He says, pull the toothpicks out. That will garner at least 5 people. We'll get to the toothpick in a minute. You know what? I think I might pull one out Brother Malika hit me up with the 5 spot not too long ago for the toothpick fund. So salute to Brother Malika. With that said, we're having a conversation. He hates to break women down to dollars and cents, but as you'll soon see shortly.
Remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
You will find out in the very near future what this is going to look like. A tribe called Harris in the building. Salute to you and the missus. Appreciate you guys being in here. So, perfect example. I was just in Mr. and Mrs. He said, she said, Mr. and Mrs. said, live chat. I think that was Saturday night. I was kicking it with y'all. It may have been Sunday. Because I think Sunday I was over with Dr. and Mrs. Evil in their chat. A couple of my other followers that, we follow each other here. They've also been together, I want to say like 20 years. Mr. and Mrs. said they have been together almost 30 years, which blew my mind. And I told them in their chat, between them, Messy Michonne and Mr. Messy, I hate calling that brother that, and Mr. Messy, and my parents, who's been married 46 years, they are performing miracles out here, because this shit does not happen like that anymore. Again, you'll see in a second. So tonight, brothers, we're going to have a conversation, not necessarily the numbers, but what it looks like for the marriage, multiple dating, staying single, divorce, and just good old cohabitation. Yup, they're shacking, like the old folks used to say. Yup, they're shacking. Yeah, y'all ain't married. You ain't got no business laying up like that. The Lord don't like that. But that has become the norm. With that said, let's get into the first video. Yeah, y'all been cooking. Yeah, they have. I was over there with one married couple over 20 years. So it's possible. That's good idea, brother. With Messy Michonne and King Messy. That's what we're gonna call him. He's not gonna be Mr. Messy. We're gonna call him King Messy over here. Let me see. Oh, you said, yo, that debugging shit was crazy. Oh, y'all, I'm dipping in the conversation. All right. With that said, we're gonna slide over to something that's actually pretty sad to me. We're just gonna have. Matter of fact, we're gonna start off with something better. I changed my mind. We're gonna start out with this video first. Brother Jason Wilson talking about how men feel inside of a marriage, and basically how it sucks to feel alone inside of a marriage. And a lot of these videos tonight, brothers, is going to be about accountability wherever you find yourself. So with that said, let's get going.
I talk to a lot of men about being married. They can love the woman, desire to be with her. And they always say, well, Mr. Wilson, I need to get a little more money. Mr. Wilson, I need to get this house. Maybe when I get this business going, I'll go ahead and lock that in. Mm-hmm. I said, me and my wife, we got it together. I didn't have money, a lot of money.
I'm gonna circle back to that. We got it together. Let's keep going.
My wife was a nurse. We put that together. That's why the scriptures say it's not good for man to be alone. The woman in Hebrew, the word helper is Azah, which also means a shield, succor, support. So many of us, when you look at what's happening in our community, we're missing that, especially when studies come out to show that over 80% of millionaires are married. What are we missing? Majority of us is fear. And then the inadequacy piece, the imposter syndrome. Now, when I get married, I can't be a stoic. Oh, she's going to find out that I'm depressed sometime. She's going to find out that, man, I still struggle with confidence. I'm really not the leader she thinks I am, for her to be around me all day long. That's why I say, man, it's not the lack of discipline. It's not even self-control. Those are fruits of the seeds that have been planted. So if you don't have the right seeds and the right soil, your manifestation of the bad fruit is what we're seeing now in so many men.
Salute to Cam.
Allahu Akbar!
And Jason.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Salute to him for that. BT, I see you in here, brother. I appreciate you. I want to circle back to the first thing he said. We got it together. together. He had a woman. He has a woman that he was able to be vulnerable with. I don't know how long it took the brother to get there, but as he speaks, you can tell that he finally got there. And that is a lot of fear that a lot of men had. One thing I don't like is when that's constantly talked about as the fear of being afraid to show, I guess, who you are as a man, as opposed to things having went left in a divorce. Again, as you'll see shortly, things were already put in place and it still ain't right, according to other people, because you got different hands in the pot. But putting the pen in, we got it together. That's how my parents did it. It was a point in time. My dad was the breadwinner. Y'all know he's been in the army. He was in the army for about 30 years, not about 30 years. Active duty service, 3 tours in Vietnam. Like, my pops is my hero. But they've been together for going on 46 years next month. But that wasn't their story when they first got together. They essentially didn't have shit. My dad was coming off a divorce from his first wife, where my older 3 sisters come from. So you're talking child support, you're talking alimony, and you're talking that shit in the late 70s, early 80s. My mom took a gamble on my father because she saw something in. My mom was single. She didn't have no kids. Little slim, petite frame. My daughter fucked around and saw an old picture. She was like, who was that? My mama had on a 2-piece, abs cut up in the stomach and shit, little slim thing. Who is that? Girl, that's me. That's your grandmama. What? Why you ain't got on no clothes? So they went back and forth. It was a good little banter. It was just hilarious seeing my daughter's reaction to my mom being that young and enjoying life. And shortly after that, she met my dad. And 9 months later, out come me. So with that said, it's doable. It sounds good when these stories fit, when you're actually in a marriage and it's not just somebody that you're married to. Because again, like we talked about, it's a lot of people during COVID found out the hard way. They had no clue of who they had been laying next to for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Just wanted to put a pin in that. Let me slide over here to the comments. I hear y'all coming in. Brother, there you go. Chris Trucker in the building. I told you, brother, this is another live inspired by you. So I gave you your flowers while you're here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with it. Where we at? There we go.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Salute to Chris Trucker. BT in the building. He says, I'm out eating with the fam. I need my drop for the playback. I got you, good brother. Here you go. 5 for the 5 spot. I appreciate it. Where we at? And your drop as requested.
I'ma just bless her. I chew. Baby girl, you with the winners. How could you lose? Like her too. Many different flavors. How can I choose?
You running in the wrong direction, ma.
Back on me. I got you, brother Ron. Appreciate you, bro. Yoliko in the building says marriage is not about happiness. It's about endurance. I've heard this multiple times too. Learning to forgive, learning to, move past things. I'll circle back to that as well.
Remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
A Tribe Called Harris back at it with the 2 spot. He says, appreciate you, famo. Salute to you and missus. I appreciate it. Oh, y'all still talking. Do Better Fiend in the building. He says, salute, brother Kofa. Salute to you. I appreciate you being in here. EJ in the building. Salute to you. Appreciate you being in here as always. And I think I'm caught up. Let's keep sliding over. Again, now this is the sad part. I wanted to pivot. So again, you just heard brother Jason Wilson speak about his marriage, particularly himself as a man, and how other men view things inside of a marriage. Oh, I can't show this weakness and things of that nature. We've heard that trope over and over. And yes, men do have somewhat of an issue with that. But there's more men, I guarantee you, that have shown themselves or had that moment of weakness in front of a woman like Shaq has spoken about, and we had to learn the fucking hard way. That ain't the move. And nobody showed us better than the woman we were dealing with. Let's keep on going.
In a statement, she said this: for the last year, I have attempted to privately settle my belief.
For those ninja watching, This is Gayle King interviewing Malcolm Jamal Warner's widow. And we're just going to read the caption. Tanisha Warner opens up about grieving the death of her husband, Malcolm Jamal Warner. So just those ear hustling, not right in front of the screen. I want you guys to hear it.
Husband's complicated estate and honor his last wishes. Malcolm had every intention to provide for our 9-year-old daughter and me. Well, the trust is controlled by Malcolm's mother. Her name is Pamela Warner, who posted on Instagram Monday night, without naming names. She said, in part, during my year-long journey, I've discovered how cruel, evil, and greedy a human can be. I've also discovered the depth of love, care, concern, and support that humans are capable of.
We'll move on to part 2. Just wanted to get y'all to get that context before this part.
Do you communicate with his mom? Are you close to his mom? Where is she? She's in Los Angeles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now, everybody, like all of his family members and everyone who has lost him, they are grieving. It's been the biggest loss for all of us.
All of us.
Right now, my daughter and I are just like...
You guys are a unit.
Yeah.
You guys are a unit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the emotional capacity that I have can be very limited sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
And so I have to, for myself, decide what do I have to give right now in this moment. And whatever I have to give, the first person to get that is my daughter. Mm-hmm. And then the second is myself.
Bring it back on me. I'm not going to say anything negative about the sister because she did lose her husband. We all lost Theo. Whether Malcolm Jamal Warner, salute to BT again for the work that he was doing with him and was about to do with him. But we all lost that brother in some capacity. My point being, he left a trust. He left a legacy. He left something for his family. We keep repeating this here in the house of us, in the house of growth. We keep repeating this. Men often take care of the family. It's not just the wife. Appreciate that, EJ. It's not just the wife. It's not just the kids. We're taking care of family outside of that immediate nuclear under one roof family. We talking mama. We're talking cousins. We're talking extended family from Miss Mary that you grew up down the street from, and you played with her kids until everybody went their separate ways when they got grown. The same grieving that she's going through, a lot of other people are going through, but she's apparently in control of the money and it hasn't been dispersed. Or the mother is in control of it. I forgot which, because you're getting ready to see another sad situation. I might be flipping the two. And she's not being compensated. So even when you take care of business, gentlemen, somehow, some way, somebody will try to throw a monkey wrench in there, or actually throw a monkey wrench in there, and shit goes haywire. The brother isn't even here to clarify or defend his stance. Salute, Severe. Appreciate you being in here, good brother. Thank you for being in here. Let's keep going. Hold on. I think I missed a comment. I did see. It was a comment I wanted to get. Tribe says, salute to your pops. Thanks for your service. I appreciate it.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Let me see. I think EJ had dropped something. There you go. Marriage is about duty, not love. Kofi hasn't been married, but Kofi hasn't been divorced. I hear this all the time. I tend to agree with it, but a lot of people are only dutiful and loyal to themselves, and that's another problem. We can describe marriage so many different ways, but the fact of the matter, in this day and age, a lot of this shit doesn't exist that we're building on, whether it's duty, whether it's love, whether it's honor, respect. All the vows have damn near been decimated. You know who I want to point the finger at, but I'm not going to do that because I told y'all it's about the brothers' accountability tonight and us finding our way through all of these things. Every choice is going to cost you. I told y'all that on the thumbnail. Every choice is going to cost you. Let's keep on going. Severe, I got you. I appreciate you. Hold on. I thought somebody had Thought somebody had. Oh, there we go. EJ had dropped another super chat with the $5 bomb. Not on my watch. Malcolm mom is standing on business. So the mom is in control of it and she's holding off on dispersing the money. All right, let's keep going. Miss She said, wow. Yeah, y'all didn't know that? Y'all didn't know that? Peace, sis. Peace. Matter of fact, we do got some ladies in the building. I thought one more lady had snuck in. Well, if it's just Miss She said, I got you, sis.
You go, girl.
Appreciate you being in here. Let's keep on scrolling. So another sad situation. I'm gonna just bring this one up. No video. Similar situation. Read it for those that's ear hustling. Chadwick Boseman's family is now fighting in court over his $3 million estate. His brothers and mother want his wife/widow removed as the estate admin over failure to distribute funds. So Chadwick's wife has control of the assets for him and his passing. RP to that brother too. We all lost something coming off of that role as T'Challa, the Black Panther. But again, this is a real person with real family, and these are real family issues. This is why I wanted to have this conversation tonight, guys. These are real issues. Yeah, we may not be in the $1 million range, and we've seen people pass and fight over grandma's house. Again, using Kofi as example. My grandmother passed in 2022, in April of 2022. My mother, her siblings just finished closing out the business of the house maybe 2-3 months ago. That's 4 years, because one of the siblings, my uncle, RP, he was fighting them every step of the way. House wasn't that much. That's my mama house. That's my mama house. Going back and forth, calling, went and got his own lawyer, just fucked up the business that was going on for a house that was only worth $60,000 when it was all said and done. And my mama was stressed the fuck out. And she had a moment where just like parents know their children, children know their parents. That shit hurt my mama to sell that house. So many people have grew up in that house. It's damn near a national treasure, in my opinion. Not just because it's my folks. My people are from Birmingham, Alabama. My grandmother used to hide the Panthers in her house, in the basement. When the police were headhunting the Panthers, that was what my grandmother did. She housed people in that house that didn't have shit. Real Black history. Living at the time. It hurt my mama to sell that house. But because my uncle was on the bullshit he was on, from a family structure standpoint, we just gotta let this shit go. Just get it done, because I don't want to be in business with him. So if my uncle will do that, if your family members will do that, and granddaddy done paid for the house, because again, we're talking about the men's options. Granddaddy done paid for the house, and somebody cutting the fuck up. What the fuck you think family gonna do over $3 million? So in this situation, his wife has control of the assets. In Malcolm's situation, his mama has control of the assets. So even in taking care of the family, even in death, it's some bullshit that can happen within and outside, or having something to do with your marriage and the way you structured and took care of your family. Bring it back on me. I'm gonna get to y'all comments. We're gonna keep on rolling. Just wanted to drive that home. Yes, ma'am. You're welcome anytime, sis. The sisters are welcome over here. Messy be over here. I think she still may be live. Sister Messy is over here. Take heed to the message she drops in every now and then. Felicia, a lot of other sisters that we share in message chat, and everybody, we all on the same family tree. As me, Michonne, and BT jokingly say, we're YouTube co-workers. So everybody makes their rounds. You're always welcome over here, sis. Miss She said, damn, one man's legacy disrespected because of people who are greedy for money.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
She back with it. She says, that's why my channel is focused on shame, because it's a painful feeling of humiliation and distress caused by your conscience of wrong and foolish behaviors. Salute to you for that, sis. Schooling Better says, when people never have any money, this is what you get. I don't care. We love black celebrity in the community, but most of our favorite celebrities grew up without nothing. And guess what? A lot of their families are still in those similar situations. So when that person passes, then the claws and the grabbing and the scratching and no, they said this and they said that. But the fucked up part is you have these estates, trust, wills. Who are you going to leave in control of that? One man left his mama. Bring it back on me. One man left his mama. One man left his wife. The two women you're supposed to be able to trust to handle your business when you're gone. And you see where this is at. This is why I'm driving this point home, brothers. Assets and liabilities. We'll get to the numbers in a second. Let's keep on rolling. This is another brother. Just want to drive this point home in God's ordained marriage. Or did you marry somebody that you're just married to? You're not actually in a marriage.
What can I do with my wife after 36 years to get her to fuck me? And I'm just gonna keep it real. Let me cook for a second. Let me cook for a second. I haven't fucked her in 5 years. I don't want a divorce. She don't want a divorce. I pay all the bills. I take great care of her. I put her in a brand new fucking car every fucking year. You can ask Bambi and my son. But she won't give me no pussy.
I got a question, right? You're a boss, right?
Yes, big boss.
Big boss, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, won't you take that fucking boss behavior to your household? Like, you can't just be a boss in the work world and not let that come home. You pay all of the bills. You're a prisoner of comfortability. I don't want a divorce, but I want pussy. She won't give you pussy. Get her the fuck out of here.
Everything you name about the $3 million a year, about the cars, about her not working, I'm going to tell you something, brother. Man to man, I'm going to look you in your eyes. That make a woman pussy wet. That make a woman want to fuck you. But I need you to understand something. Her sex drive ain't high. If it ain't high in 5 years, she's either got a condition or she's fucking somebody else. That's 5 years. At some point, she wanted sex. It's been 5 years. She wanted sex at least once. She got it. She just didn't get it from you.
Man, this is the Nothing But the Truth live podcast.
Salute to them.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
She wanted it. She just didn't get it from you. I know a couple of brothers in a sexless marriage. That led to about 2-3 of those 10 divorces that I was talking about. We gonna keep on rolling, man. We gonna keep on rolling. So now we rolling into, matter of fact, let me bring this up. I'm over here on the right for those that can't see. I had to shrink myself. Let me bring this up. So crunching some numbers, just basic numbers. This isn't hard statistics. So you got marriage, dating multiple women, staying single, cohabitation, divorce, and rebuilding. All of these are scored on a 1 out of 10. Y'all can see them for yourselves. You can kind of see where it's going. Bring it back on me. We're going to revisit that. Don't worry about it. Just wanted to give you a glimpse. This is what it looks like dating multiple women. I told y'all that guy needed to be honest with himself. Jason Wilson was honest with himself. Malcolm and Chadwick were honest with themselves while they were here and tried to take care of their families even after they were gone. Now it's for more honesty when you're dating multiple women.
You are in a polyamorous relationship
Yes.
with 3 women. How does this work with 3 women?
After my very public, very ugly divorce, I made the decision that I was never going to tell another lie to a woman ever again in life. I own the things that I did in that marriage to mess it up. I own it completely, and I decided I didn't want to be the reason that anybody ever felt like that ever again. So I went to, one of the 3 I've been with a little longer than the other one. So I basically went to her and said, listen, I rock with you, I love you, but I have to be honest with you, it's not just you. I would love for you to meet these other women, and if we can figure out a way to do something together, cool. If not, that's cool too. I let her decide. I let them choose. Everybody chose to stick around.
Okay.
And so
Want y'all to pause and listen to the women in the background. He's talking about having multiple women. At least he honest. At least he told the truth. Keep in mind, this is Neo, gentlemen. This is Neo. This ain't you. A lot of people, even the regular guys with a camera phone and, this is how I live and this. That's not going to be the majority of women clapping for your ass for being honest and telling the truth about having multiple women, especially, hey, I need you to meet her and we all going to be in this relationship. That shit don't work like that a lot of times. Majority of times. Women will clap for it. They'll talk about it. They'll applaud it. They'll give a standing ovation even. Remember who this is coming from. I use this for a reason, simply because he was honest. I need you to try to be honest as well. You go out into the world, you handle business, if that's your pivot. If dating multiple women is your thing, we'll get to the numbers in a minute, then you rock like that. But be real about it. Again, tonight is about accountability. Let's keep going.
now it's just a matter of, so I think the main understanding is I'm not in 3 relationships. I'm in 1 relationship with 3 people.
One relationship
Yes.
with 3 people.
Yes, and
So-
we figure out ways to make everything work. Of course, everybody gets their individual time, but group time is just as important as individual time. Somebody asked me a question about Valentine's Day coming up.
Yeah,
and
so how do
that
you do
works.
with Valentine's Day?
So, mind you, these are 3 different women, 3 different personalities. I can't do blanket stuff like red roses for everybody. I don't even like red roses. I can't do that. So I have to make sure that I get a gift for each of them that matches who they are. But then as far as like where we go and what we do, that we decide together. We go to one restaurant, so we go to one concert or whatever it is that we're doing, and then everybody gets their individual gift and everybody's happy.
It's 3 women. That seems like a lot of work. So it seems like more work than with one.
I've never been afraid of hard work. Never ever.
Okay, now, so then this is the other thing I wonder about. Can they date other men?
No.
And no is why.
No.
Pause that.
Remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
Pay attention to what he's saying, why they can't have other men. Because you're going to get that question if you're juggling multiple women.
Is because, okay, so here's the thing. I've made no request for exclusivity of any of these women. I've never said, if it ain't me, it ain't nothing. I've never said that. I didn't ask for them to be with me. They said they want to be with me. Okay, they gave me their exclusivity, meaning if you gave it to me, it's mine.
All right.
And that's that. Now, if it was the other way around, I deal in partnership as opposed to ownership. I don't want to own you. I don't want to possess you. I want to partner in this, and we can partner and work it out that way. But if the exclusivity is mine, then it's mine. Damn it, you ain't giving it to nobody. Gave it to me, it's mine. What you want?
Hotter than fish grease.
The best men provide options, gentlemen. If juggling women is the way you're going to go, you got to provide those options. You got to learn 3 of those women. And this is why I have a pushback all the time about the pickup artist coaches, because all they're simply talking about is knocking women down. That's it. They're monkey branching. And a lot of guys can't stay, not because they too busy, not because they on their grind, not because they getting money, simply because he doesn't have the capacity to even deal with one woman, let alone multiple. His multiple looks different than the scenario I just presented. But I presented that shit for a reason, because again, we're going to get back to that with the card that I gave you a glimpse of. Let's keep on going. So there's you're dating multiple women. As we talked about ad nauseum on here, some brothers had to find out the hard way. Divorce.
When I got divorced, I could have pointed out all the things that she did wrong and all the things that she did to me. I could have played the victim because I ended up falling for divorce after she left and we separated. I could have just sat there and played victim. I could have pointed the finger at her and said, she did this, she did that, she did this. And I would have been right, and I would have sounded right for my side of the story. But
I'm going to pause it. I don't know what's going on tonight, but it's crazy that when I talk about male accountability, the numbers are low as fuck. Let's keep on going. Just wanted to drive that point home.
I didn't choose that, because if I'm going to go off and continue to live my life and be good for someone else, most importantly, be good for myself and be good enough to go build the life that I want, I had to be accountable and look at myself. What did I do to contribute to that situation unfolding like it did? What did I do to hurt myself, hurt other people? I turned to myself. And when I turned to myself, that shit made me go right back to my childhood. That's when I got into therapy. That's when I started to work out, read, educate myself, and I started a journey of personal development because I wanted to be better. That was my second long-term relationship. I wasn't finna have a third one where I have the exact same problems. I looked at myself. I made sure that I did what I had to do to get me better. I got in shape, I got smarter, I got wiser, I made more money, I learned more about myself, which means I got more self-aware, all that. I just became a better man. Doing all this, I wasn't worrying about the other person. I was worrying about me. So when life kick your ass, when you go through divorce, breakups, when you go through anything, be accountable and turn within. Turn within yourself.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
I told y'all that mirror a motherfucker. Once again, a Kofaism. I'll quote myself. The great American philosopher Kofa once said, a lot of men don't know themselves. They don't know themselves, because they don't spend enough time by themselves. They don't spend time by themselves because they don't like themselves. They don't like themselves because they don't know themselves. And the cycle continues. It just continues to rotate. However you want to chop that up and slice it, the cycle goes either way. You don't like yourself because you don't know yourself. You don't know yourself because you don't spend enough time by yourself. You don't spend enough time by yourself because you don't like yourself. So again, the cycle. You got to be around people as a distraction all the fucking time. I dare you to sit down. Single, married. Again, Jason Wilson just talked about it. I can't be a stoic no more. I can't hide because she see I'm depressed. No, be your stoic self. Understand who you are. You should understand that before you get married. You don't, just like you don't want to surprise her in the marriage, you don't need to surprise yourself. But like the brother just said, this was his second long-term relationship. I guess his first divorce. But he had to look at everything internally that he could have did better. So yeah, he hit the gym. Yeah, he read, got smarter, wiser, faster, stronger, bigger, all that shit. He had to realize who he was after that divorce. He didn't let that shit define him. But so many men get broken by that shit. Because you're still trying to take care of everybody else. We just talked about it Tuesday. You're getting pulled in every fucking direction. And you're allowing yourself to get pulled in every direction, trying to be all things to all people at all times. Sit your motherfucking ass down, bro. Somebody need to sit the fuck down, and you need to think things through. If you're married, I get it, but you still can't be all things to your wife. No, I'm not talking about having an open marriage or no shit like that. If you have a solid one, she knows that you need 1 to 2 boys' nights out just cause. Just to cut up and joke and have some male companionship. To have a brotherhood if you got a solid one. If you have one of those wives that she just got to be up under you, everything is a question anytime you leave out the door, you probably don't have a wife, bro. You got a warden.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Let's keep on going. Cohabitation. This is where Kofa fucked up. This is where y'all YouTube nephew came in. Allowing the motherfucker to stay here when we weren't married. Again, AKA what the old folks say, shacking. Let's keep going.
Why would I advise against cohabitation before marriage? Well, the simple answer to that question is there's plenty of evidence that it's a bad idea. People who live together and then get married are more likely to get divorced, not less likely. And that's a really interesting fact because it flies in the face of kind of pragmatic common sense, because you might think, well, you don't buy a car without taking it out for a test drive. Right, and everyone laughs because that seems obvious, but then, a woman's not a car. And neither is a man, and really, seriously, really not an object. And so it isn't obvious at all that metaphor applies, even though it seems obviously true. Well, but if it's obviously true, then you might say, well, why are people who live together before they get married more likely to get divorced? And one possible answer to that is, well, people who are more likely to get divorced are the same people who are more likely to live together rather than to get married, and that's possible. What the facts reveal is that if the goal is to learn what you need to learn so that you can decide who you should marry more effectively, or learn how to act if you do get married more effectively, and the goal is that your marriage will be better and last, then it doesn't work.
Jumping in these situations, again, COVID. Most of them breakups and families and all that shit that broke them. Most of them folk weren't married. Not on no damn paper. They just been living together. Baby mama number 2, baby daddy number 3, whatever the fucking case was. Cohabitating. She's living under your roof. We'll get to that in a second. Which is also dangerous. You don't have any legal protections. You don't have any money coming. She may not have any money coming unless you were a step dummy. Then the law hits your ass with the fact that, guess what? You're the only father a lot of these kids that her kids knew. So you're still on the hook for child support because you've been there cohabitating the whole time. Make some choices. Everything we've gone through, this is why I started out with the marriage portion. Everything has a consequence. It's going to cost you something. What are you willing to pay? With that said, hold on. Do better. He said, sitting here watching with my wife. I think you got a new fan, brother Kofa. Appreciate it, sis.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
And she gets
You go, girl!
Tell the wife hello. Salute to her. Let's keep going. Everything is going to cost you. Now, with this said, we're going to slide into singlehood. Kofa single, no wedding bands. Y'all see it. I've never been married. Also never been divorced.
The single males just watching this. When you feel like you need the physical experience and you're almost sending out a mass text, texting 3 people at once to see who's going to respond back and then to see who you would actually like to hang out with at that point. That would be some whole shit if it was coming from a woman. Until you find things to separate or you adjust to having the ability to do those things. Because when you're not in a committed relationship, that's normal behavior.
AKA, stop trying to find your manhood through your dick.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
That's all he said. You're sitting up as a single man. You're still distracted by something that you don't have. It's a lot of guys that get caught up in the cohabitation part because they got in-house cat. It's a lot of guys that get caught up in the single part because they want some cat. And either way, you can't control yourself because you're trying to find your manhood through your dick. R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels. So you're getting distracted and you're ignoring the fucking sign behind me. Nobody cares. Work harder. You do that so you can get the passport and you can actually go live and be a solid single man. But that shit won't happen until...
Remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
Later is right now. It's not going to happen until...
can't break a man who's learned to eat alone, pray alone, and build alone. The moment that you get comfortable as a man with your own company, you become untouchable. Nearly unbeatable. Most people stay trapped because they can't stand the silence. They need constant validation. They need distractions. They need someone next to them to make them feel like they matter. But the man who wins, he chose the lonely dinner, the nights building while everyone else was out. He understands that nobody's coming to save him and nobody owes him anything. And he's not looking for handouts. He built a backbone in solitude. And that kind of man, you can't manipulate him with attention. You can't control him with loneliness. You can't scare him with abandonment. He's already faced the worst case scenario, being alone, and realize that's not even punishment. It's a superpower. When you're not afraid of losing anyone, you're finally free to gain everything. The world belongs to the man who has mastered being alone, because he's the only one who's truly free.
Bring it back on me.
3-pointer. Puts it up. Puts it in.
Yeah, it's going to cost you some time. It's going to cost you some energy too, because you're pouring into yourself. Like the brother after the divorce, like that young brother just said on the screen. Being single, it's cost me a lot. The people that I know have known since childhood, some since damn near birth, we barely even talk anymore. Because out of 40 years of life, I finally chose me. It sounds weird coming from a man because women always say that I chose me. I chose myself this time. I raised my daughter. Started out building myself. Within a month of finally getting back on track and things starting to roll. No, I take that back. 3 months. January, February, March, April 7th hits. I get a text message on IG. We need to talk about our son. What I did in my cohabitation phase in 2021 caught up with me in my single and rebuilding and knowing myself and finally exercising knowing myself phase. Caught up with me in 2024. I've been fighting for custody for my son ever since then. Knock on wood, I think I might be close to at least some clarity, prayerfully actually getting full custody of him. So I'm starting all over again at 40, 42, take that back, being a father of a then 2-year-old because of something I did. Bring that card up. Because of something I did, cohabitating, make myself larger a little bit because I'm still talking, in that cohabitation phase. Looking for potential marriage. This is somebody that I knew and loved for a while. So when people say men don't operate off emotions or we don't have emotions or we don't think like that, I'm still trying to think logical. Yeah, I loved her, but she's working, making good money. I'm working, making good money. She has 2 boys. I always wanted boys so I could raise them and play baseball and shit like that. I had a girl. My girl was old enough to hang out with her. She didn't have a girl. She had 2 boys. Cool. Sounds like a great blended family. Until, and again, this is somebody I've known for 20 years, but I kept forgiving, kept trying to move on. That's why I'm hesitant about the marriage part, because that's what people preach about. I'm not shitting on anybody else's marriage. If y'all sitting there solid, do better, fiend. You got you one, bruh. Keep rocking. Mr. and Mrs. Said, y'all keep rocking. Sister Messy, if you watch this on the playback, you and King Messy, keep rocking. BT, Mama Lex, keep rocking. But I stress to a lot of happily married couples that are genuinely good with each other. Like you found this motherfucker all right. It's been 20 years. You know what? This bitch doing good. You know what? His dick's still good. You know what? It's okay. He snore, but you know, the dick's still good. Y'all just happy. Y'all keep rocking with each other. But over that time frame, I've told a lot of long-term married couples, y'all been out the game for a while.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Y'all been out the game for a while.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Shit has turned topsy-turvy. So that's why we're having this discussion tonight. We got marriage as an option. Asset points, I told y'all, out of 10, we got 5. Combined income, shared expenses, stability, and support. Yes, I'm going to read because I don't know who's ear hustling. Wealth and building, family structure, liability points, debt and spending risks, lifestyle inflation, because now you're taking care of multiple people, financial imbalance, divorce risk, we'll get to that in a second, and legal entanglements. This is why a lot of brothers are like, we're not dating the quote unquote most educated because they also have the most goddamn debt.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
So don't get offended when we say we're not dating some certain demographics of sisters. We had to learn the hard way. Sometimes we were able to learn because another brother learned the hard way and we had to watch that shit. Let's keep on going. Number 2, dating multiple women. More options, more costs, more distractions. Asset points. 4, dating multiple women. You're out here juggling. You got more choices. You learn what you want. You just play in the field. Less pressure. You done kept it real like Neil. We're going to assume that. You let the ladies know what it is. But it builds your confidence. Because I got one over here. I got one over here. I got one over here. Got a black one, a white one, an Asian one, a Latino one, an Indian one, Arab one. You just out there juggling. Trying different cultures and different foods and different coochie. Boy, for the win.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
But the liability points. 8. High monthly spending. You can't just take one over here and not take the other one over there. You got to balance that shit out. The emotional drain. You're learning, let's just say 2 to 3 to 4 people. Time and energy loss. Reputation risk. You don't think, bruh, if y'all knew the stories that I have heard, this ain't even friend zone heard. This is, I put some good wood somewhere, or I'm just cool with somebody, or even friend zone. We just straight up plutonic. I don't want her, she don't want me. Not the lame friend zone. These are women I know. Do you know how many things I've heard and been shown? I've read the shit myself in group chats. The way women say men talk in the locker room is exactly how women talk in a fucking group chat.
This is culturally inappropriate.
I'm telling you, reputation risk. And last, delays real commitment. You might be doing that shit out of fear. Again, this is an accountability night for the gentlemen. Staying single, this is one that's kind of my favorite. Freedom to build, focus, and grow on your own terms. Asset points are number 9. Number 9, full financial control. You also have full financial liability too. Build wealth faster, flexibility and mobility, personal growth, peace, and independence. Liability points, 5. Potential isolation, no cost sharing, avoiding growth, health and support risks can be expensive alone. I told y'all last week the week before last, I had a minor outpatient surgery. So I was here nursing myself. That's one of the drawbacks of being single. This is also correct. Cohabitation, sharing a life without legal commitment. Now there's a couple of people that have been through long-term relationships and things fell apart. They were cohabitating, shacking for years. For years, they common law married, all that good jazz, or married and divorced. Now they want companionship, but they don't want the commitment of going through the state again. Roger got it. Cohabitation. Asset points. 4, share rent and bills, test compatibility, convenience, and cost savings. Kind of single, kind of not. Liability points, a 9. Unequal contributions, no legal protections, harder to separate because usually you're living up under the same roof. No husband, no wife, no real law to substantiate either one of you. 9 times out of 10 as a man, your ass got to get the fuck out. Whatever the worst case scenario is in that situation, you as a man are probably going to have to be the one to deal with it. What else? Financial entanglement and may become dependency. Again, think COVID. Hard lesson for a lot of people. Nobody saw that coming. Now you can't leave your house and you just cussed this bitch out the day before and then CNN told you to stay. Let's keep going. Number 5, divorce and rebuilding. Starting over comes with a heavy price. Asset points. Number 5, fresh start possible in toxic situations. Get your lessons learned. Again, shout out to BT. Wins and lessons. Keep on going. Opportunity to rebuild. You can focus on yourself and your kids. Sounds good. Liability points, 9. Legal fees, asset division, child support, alimony, 2 households, because you may be paying rent in your place and still be paying mortgage over there. A lot of brothers don't know that, don't realize that. They think they're just going to sign the paperwork and be done. But you can see estates, trusts, wills from Malcolm Jamal Warner and Chadwick Boseman. And if they're in the $1 million range, they have a pretty solid attorney. I would assume they would be handling that estate, but they left somebody as an admin. One is the mother, one is the wife. We hear both sides argued every time. Who does that man leave his money to? Who does he leave in control if something happens? I say his mama. Well, I say his wife. And both situations are finna go to probate court probably. And they might be splitting up them assets a way that nobody in the family likes. 2 households and the emotional toll that comes with divorce. Over here, we got the assets points all lined up to 27. Liability points is a whopping 37. The takeaway right there at the bottom. Again, no shot at the married people. We living in a different time. I asked chat to put this together from the recent numbers and just condense it. So nothing is concrete. Nothing is written in blood. Nothing is written in stone. The Lord did not tell me to tell y'all this.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
However, we're having this conversation. The takeaway, stay single, scores highest as an asset. Cohabitation and divorce carry the greatest liability. Marriage remain relatively balanced. See, there's some light at the end of the tunnel. We just hope it's not a fucking train.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Because marriage remain relatively balanced because it can either multiply wealth or multiply financial problems depending on the partner structure. Takeaway, choose wisely, build wealth, protect your future across the board. So as you can see, and I'll go back, I forgot to drop this in the show notes, fellas, but I'll go back and drop it in there for you. Overall asset versus liability breakdown, 42% asset potential, 58% liability exposure. Overall result, approximately 42% asset potential, and 58 liability exposure. So the liabilities are outweighing the assets, which is why the numbers were crunched the way they were to stay single. Back on me. With that said, you choose wisely. Get to know you, gentlemen. Know who the fuck you are before you bring a woman and a kid and some kids into a situation. The reason why I keep harping on the situation that I'm in as far as my son and finding out about him and going hard, because I knew who I was. Stay with me. I knew I wanted a family at a point in time. Actually, at the time that I made him, I I really wasn't on that. I wasn't thinking about a family no more. My daughter was almost grown. She was almost out the house. I told his mama I didn't want no more kids. She told me she didn't want no more kids. Neither one of us were looking for anything, but we got to talking and we skipped down memory lane, and boom, out came that boy. Is what it is. But me and her, we knew that. Every time we split, it was bad, and it'll be years in between us talking. But I had convinced myself, because I grew, she grew. I projected something positive that came back something negative. That shit isn't always where you're projecting negative on people. I believed in her the way I believed in me. She didn't believe in me the way she believes in herself. That would make her selfish. It's not me pointing fingers or blaming or anything like that. It's just the reality that I had to come up with. Why? Because I had to sit down by myself, really go through what the fuck did I do wrong. I had to sit there. And I checked some blocks where I was impatient. I checked some blocks where I did step back on my word because I allowed her into my bedroom. I did step back on my word because I allowed her in my house. I gave up too much control. That's where I fucked up. But the basis of that last time that we were together was formed on a lie from her. So I had to realize that, accept it, take the hurt, take the embarrassment, kick myself in the ass, and take the fucking lesson. This is why I started preaching that. Well, both, hell. Nobody cares, work harder, and their passport. That's one of the toughest realizations to get to. That's one of the toughest realizations to get to as a man, that nobody cares. It hurts. It will fuck you up if you let it. But once I realized it, accepted it, and started sharpening my sword based off of that, I got better. Then I started to find brothers who also went through things. They were getting better. This is why I talked about Chris Truck at the top of the show. And other brothers that we know. And brothers like yourself in the chat. Corey Joe, EJ, do better. Married or not, single or not, cohabitating or not. If y'all over here, I know that you know you got to do something to get better. Whether it's a better husband, better father, better brother, brother son. At the end of the day, all those are male traits. So you know, period, you have to be a better man. And becoming that, you got to start looking at assets and liabilities. We had this conversation. I showed y'all Tuesday what we do, getting pulled every direction. Now you got to start thinking, is this an asset or a liability for me? Are you going to walk down that aisle? Are you going to get the wedding ring? Had a homeboy just he was passport broing it up. Been doing it for a while. Ain't never been robbed. Ain't never been drugged. Ain't never been this, that, and the third. Dealing with a chick. Thought he had a solid one. Come to find out, she was out there on the stroll. Found out the hard way. He'd already bought the wedding ring. They had already talked about it. He had already met the family. Everything. So the same things that happen in America, that could happen in America, can happen overseas. You just got to vet as best you can. Be wise with your decisions. But again, you get to live, bro. It ain't that bad being single. I'm just telling you. I'm not telling you what to do. Some men can't be by themselves. Move like women. I get it. You can't be by yourself. Not that you can't, not that you don't want to be by yourself. You cannot be left alone, unattended, and not supervised. Some niggas just ain't got it like that. I get it. I don't think those are the brothers in the chat though. So this is why I have the conversation the way that I have the conversation. So I'm not gonna carry on. We've been on just about an hour. I do want to leave y'all with a good word from this sister before we get up out of here.
Men love deep.
Caption reads, men's loyalty versus women's shopping habits. Pay attention to this analogy because sis was fucking cooking. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and give her fucking flowers ahead of time.
You go, girl.
Men love deep. Women are long suffering. Women don't know that men love deep. And that is why, and what women don't recognize is that men are actually more loyal than women are. We exhibit this in our purchasing behavior. A woman will purchase, even if the hair product that she bought worked beautifully for her, she can't help it but to try another beauty product. If a man finds a body soap that works for him, he's going to have that body for the next 20 years. Yeah. Very loyal, very consistent. It's not that men don't have the capacity to do so. Of course, there's conditioning and social, inferences and learnings that we need. But the point is that it's possible. It is there. We just don't recognize it. So because men are stoic and because men say things like we want respect, we believe, first off, women don't even know what that means tangibly. What respect, what does that look like? And second of all, men actually crave emotional intimacy and connection. But public facing will say respect. But when you really begin to break down respect, there's an emotional tension, connection to that, right? There's this, he disrespected me. Your feelings are hurt. You feel hurt. But we don't want to say that. So we'll say respect. So it becomes nuanced for a woman. You're not going to get respect from her because she doesn't understand that there's an emotional connection and intimacy. But if you speak in her language and say emotional intimacy and connection, you will feel respected. You understand?
This is how the players win a lot of times. They learn how to finesse words. But she was cooking exactly what she said initially. You got women that'll switch things up just cause. You tend to be steadfast a lot of time with everything. You done stuck with the same barber since you was a little boy. You've been playing pickup ball with the same guys since you ran into them at the YMCA one time. You've been using the same body soap forever and a day. I go to Target and be getting the same black tees. I have 250 count of toothpicks, all the same. Stay steadfast for yourself, brother. Not telling you to stay the same, but keep the same work ethic and energy and effort for yourself that you've done for everybody else. Once again, everything is a fucking choice. And all those choices come at a cost. I'm going to leave you like I always do. We're getting ready to get up out of here. I will probably see y'all next week. I'm going to have your YouTube nephew this weekend since I'm pretty much healed up, still healing up, but I got to go see my son. So I appreciate everybody being in here. Matter of fact, give me a second. Appreciate all the super chats. You know, I got to check the Cash App. Quiet Storm will sneak in here, drop something on me, and then yell at me for not checking the Cash App. All right, we good on the Cash App. All right, nothing on the Cash App, but I do appreciate everybody being in here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the super chats, super stickers, all the likes. Make sure you share it. Like I say all the time, take this conversation offline. A couple of y'all brothers in the chat with your wives, have this conversation with her. Ask her what she thinks about the content. Does she have homegirls she can put onto the content? Because some of them need a check-in. Does she have a younger brother? You done tried to talk to him 100 times. It ain't fucking getting through. Uncle Kofa got him. I've been volunteering, but I ain't gonna pull punches. Uncle Kofa cuss.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Y'all will be okay. Spread the message. Y'all get what I'm saying. Hit the like button, subscribe. Again, replay gang. Share, talk, off the camera, off the microphone. Leave y'all like I always do. I love you. Ain't shit you can do about it. You matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. I appreciate everybody. Once again, I've been your humble host, Kofa, Kofa, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell. And this has been Growth Talk Entertainment, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. And this is where we help men find a positive fuck it. Appreciate y'all. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.